What do you want to talk about, Kyle? If you could talk about anything.
I want to talk about bugs.
What was it?
Bugs?
Bugs?
Bugs. I'm like the weird kid you grew up with down the street who all he wanted to talk about was bugs.
You are that kid.
I'm that bug kid. I just
You're
want
the
to talk
bug
about
kid.
bugs.
Yeah.
Speaking of bugs, would you guys love me if I were a cockroach?
Nah, man.
No?
Yeah, I would if you weren't a dumbass cockroach who decided that even though you were a cockroach, you just couldn't do human things and decided to not try to communicate in any way, shape, or form despite your human brain. Then I'd be like, yeah,
that's oddly specific example. It
Weird.
almost seems like we're getting into something here.
strangely Pacific.
We're getting into what we always do. It's another book because this is Phools, where we read books so you don't have to. My name is Evan. I'm a hardcore mother effer. That's what Kyle wrote in the script for me to say.
And it's appropriate.
You always write something that I have to then throw in a grain of salt for, so I don't sound like I wrote that myself.
You have a cool beard now. You are a hardcore mother effer. Shave your head.
You
You
know
could
what?
be a dangerous man.
Yeah, you got tattoos and you're wearing a black shirt.
Yeah, it's a Godzilla shirt. Does that make me more or less
Makes you-
hardcore?
Well, depends on
Yeah, it depends on
Yeah.
the crowd you're around.
like
Yeah, I
with
guess that's
juggalos. Oh yeah.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
If you're in Japan, they'll run. They'll just be like, "Oh shit, no way."
Not that guy.
He's
Well,
done
no.
enough, man.
And I'm here with the great machination, Kylan Rowe.
I don't know what that means, but I'll take it. I like it. It rhymes. No, it doesn't. It's good.
They both have M's.
What is a
Start
machinate?
with Mac.
I'm a plan. I'm a machine.
Complex, crafty, and often underhanded scheme or plot.
I'm a schemer. That is me. I like to
Yeah.
scheme. I have schemes. You heard about my Empire State scheme?
No, let's hear it.
No.
Yep. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make everybody think that the Empire State Building had a big monkey on it.
Success.
This
You
is my
won.
first. Yeah. I think it was a good scheme. I came up with it in the 1920s, and I've done it at least 5 to 6 times. So,
So, like, we're going to keep doing it. I
I
think.
just can't stop doing it.
And one of those
Eh.
schemes was the greatest of all time. The
Yeah.
others were all right.
Eh.
Okay, yeah. Well, we're also joined by Kyle. What's up, Kyle?
Hello. What's up, chicken butt? That's comedy.
I don't know if it is. Maybe you
Yep.
could give it another try.
What's up, chicken butt?
No, like a different one. Maybe we could mix it up.
What up, chicken butt?
Or maybe not. Okay.
Yeah, I think I think we're gonna
Oh,
just.
you don't want me to do that anymore. What up, bitch
it's fine.
sandwich? You want to hear my Empire State scheme?
Yeah.
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 I'm going to have sex with the Empire State Building.
Damn it! Your scheme is so much better than my scheme.
Have you guys heard
So
of those
many
people
questions.
who fall in love with inanimate objects?
Yeah.
Like they're like, I'm in love with this bridge, and one day I'll be able to make love to it in public without judgment. It's like, no, you won't.
No.
What do
I don't
they
so.
think the making love will be? What do they think that's gonna be like? It's a bridge.
If I had to make love with one bridge, it would be Golden Gate. Easy.
That's your
Hands
favorite
down.
bridge?
Mm.
I think I
Not
might
because
go
I'm
Brooklyn.
sexually attracted. You go Brooklyn? Of course you would.
Oh, yeah.
Classic, man.
Come on, it's a classic bridge.
I think mine would be the bridge section from Give Up the Funk.
Well played. Well played.
That's what I have to say about that.
Mine would be that game that old ladies play. How you doing?
Bridge. Yeah, you can make love with that. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're back this week with an unsettling, dare I say absurdist book. It's a book about bugs and poor people and work and family. This week, we're trying an experiment. Once again, we're doing the new format again. So it's kind of like it's like the second time that we've done it. And if you hate it, of course, we want to hear about that. And if you don't, like, we don't know because we haven't gotten any emails from the last time, so we just have no choice but to assume you love the new format. So we're going to motor through a synopsis, after which we've been very good boys again and done our homework, and we have book reports. Is that an accurate thing to say at the top? Because I don't know if we do. I think we have read
I
more.
thought Mac would have book reports. It's okay. Real quick, Mac, what
Yeah.
sound does a motor make?
Knew
I could count on you.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's
I
it,
don't know if
right?
I don't know if we have a book report. Is my answer. I don't know.
We're gonna riff after we motor through
We
this
yeah,
synopsis here.
we have a book report. We're gonna talk about the book in a reporty way, and you're gonna learn
We
about Kafka.
Kafka.
Kafka. Spoiler alert. The whole show. Spoiler alert number 2. It's Kafka. We're talking about the Metamorphosis, a book about a beetle who was a man, and him coping with the fact that he's a beetle now and the absurd hijinks that follow. Written by Franz Kafka, one of the father of absurdism. Is that fair to say? He's like
Yeah,
one of the
He's
most
one of
well-known absurdists.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Sure.
think he's gotten his name got like what Lovecraftianized,
Totally.
where they turned it into a thing, Kafkaesque.
Kafkaesque is an
Yeah.
adjective.
Yeah. You could be like as dumb as a bag of rice and still have heard Kafka.
Yeah, you've heard the name, and
You've heard
it's
the
like
name.
that somebody pretending to be smart one time at you was like, "Oh, that's very Kafkaesque," and you just had to kind of politely be like, "Oh, yeah,
Okay,
mhm,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
'Cause you
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
know
yeah,
either.
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure."
For
If
sure.
somebody explains something that they're going through as Kafkaesque, though, they're not having a good time. Generally, it's like the state of lots of stuff happening that you don't understand. It's all coming really fast, and it's
But
just
it's
surreal. And you're like, "Is
And
this reality?"
it's like,
Not
why
a good
won't my
time.
dad love me? Like,
that's a big part of it.
A lot of daddy issues. This guy.
Papa, can you hear me?
Papa, can you hear me?
It's from Yentl.
You guys have
Yeah.
lost me. I don't know what Yentl is.
I don't know
It's a
either.
type of bean.
I'm pretty
No,
sure that
that's
a
garbanzo.
lentil.
Yeah. Lentil is what the Catholic people do in April when they put
It's
the
Lent.
no. Well, okay, but it's Yentl, so
What's the stuff I always find in my pocket?
The
lentil.
lint.
Okay.
Get
And what,
bentil.
and
Wait,
what
let's take
happened?
that again. Kyle, go again. Ask what you always find in your pocket.
What do I always find in my pocket?
Dildo.
Lentil.
Sorry.
I stepped on your joke.
Okay, let's go
Let's
again.
take it again. Let's take it again.
What, then what do I always find in my pocket?
Cocaine.
That's inappropriate.
Oh,
That was
we
the
lost it.
bridge
That was too far.
How dare you?
I
You're
would
telling me I
never.
have drugs in my pocket?
Well, let's get into it. Gregor Samsa is our main character, our protagonist. He is a man, or at least was a man, and one day he wakes up from uneasy dreams to discover he's transformed into a giant insect.
What kind of
Turned away.
insect, you might ask? don't know.
Unclear.
It doesn't actually say that he turns into an insect. It's actually never really told what he turns into.
Yeah, because he could have been a spider because we don't know how many legs he has. We don't know what antennas or his
Yeah.
mandibles.
We don't know the different kind. He could have been an ant, which is not an insect. That's an orthopod.
Is it really?
I don't know.
I'll say
I think it varies translation to translation because mine says he found himself changed into a monstrous cockroach in his bed, which is
Oh.
pretty straightforward.
I
mine
guess
did not say cockroach.
mine didn't say cockroach either. So I guess everything that weird nerd said that came into our feed, it doesn't matter. Yeah, let's keep it moving.
His first concern isn't the horror of his new body, it's that he's going to be late for work. Gregor has spent years sacrificing everything to support his parents and sister, paying off his father's debts while enduring a soul-crushing job as a traveling salesman. But now he's a cockroach, so he can't leave his room. And his office manager arrives at his house to scold him for being late, which, by the way, he's not late yet. He wasn't at the platform early enough to be on time, and they were like, send a manager.
Yeah, and the whole time he's trying his best with his gross little insect body to get out of bed, and he just wants to be on time for work. That's all he wants, but he's an insect, and it's really hard to do that.
Yeah. So family's very concerned. They're like, Gregor, what's going on? Pounding on the door. He's trying to talk to them, but it's coming out squeaks. And then they open the door, and lo and behold, giant bug. He is at least big, right? Because at one point it says he's like hanging from the doorknob and his feet were barely touching the ground. So he's like a doorknob to the floor length.
Yeah,
Head to
he's
toe.
I'd say he's like half man size, 3.5, 4 feet.
He's like this the size of a small child to you.
Yeah, but
To
he's
your
a
eyes.
full on bug. Small
Big old nasty bug.
Yeah, he tries to open the door with his mouth, and he's like, "And I didn't have teeth, and it felt so weird." And I'm like, "Gross,"
Yeah,
but
and
that's cool.
he gives a whole monologue that's like a page long about how like they just need to like hear him out and he's ready to go to work and he was feeling a little sick last night, but he's good tonight and it's going to be okay and he's actually even feels even better now than he did last night. And if you just give him just give him a shot. Just give him one single shot and then they're like, "What the fuck was that sound? What
What
the
is he?
hell was that?" And he's like, "Oh, maybe I don't speak English anymore." And then he decides, "Let me open the door because I will fix it. That'll solve this. Let me get face to face." And when he does that, they're just like, "What the fuck?" And then the manager just runs away at a full gallop. And he's like, "It's like something was like magnetically pulling him through the air." It's like, nah, he was running.
He
He
was
Go,
got
running.
out of there.
doofus. He's got to get out of there.
Yeah.
So that
His
happened.
dad punts him back into the room and like breaks a couple of his little bug legs, which doesn't reflect on Franz Kafka's relationship with his dad at all.
Not
Anyway,
Nope.
at all.
Not even a little bit.
at first, Gregor's sister Greta cares for him. She brings him scraps of food, cleans his room, and becomes his only connection to the outside world. So he stays a bug, is what we're saying. Months pass. The family's dependence on Gregor is replaced by resentment. They're now all forced to get jobs for the first time in years. His parents and sister slowly rebuild their lives without him.
His family sucks. His family freaking sucks. Okay, dad,
Yeah.
why did you get them into debt in the first place, dad, and then rely on your son to fix it? And now your son can't fix it, and oh, you have to get a job. Why can't his dad get a job? Do we know?
His dad
Yeah,
gets a job like immediately, but
yeah, but why wasn't he working before?
because he sold his business and there was like some kind of thing that happened that ended with him becoming in debt to the company that he is now that Gregor is a traveling salesman for. And so
Yeah.
Gregor is also working off.
His
He's
dad's
working so
debt.
that his dad won't get in trouble.
Yeah.
O-
There's some sort of failure involved. His dad's sort of just given up. He's
Okay,
like
well,
very old.
yeah, but like he ends up getting a job. He could have had the job the whole time, and you guys could get rid of the debt twice as fast if two of you are working. But no, he's just mad that his son is a bug and can't pay off his debt.
Well, but he's also okay. This is interesting. I don't think that dad's a bad guy at all. I feel like the family is a bunch of good people.
Really?
I
That's a
liked
hot
everybody.
take.
I think the dad was like not exactly a good guy, but like
Oh
he's
my
a cold
goodness.
and he's a dick. But like,
We're going to get
I
into it here.
Yeah. So, but at this point, it's like the only nice person is his sister because it's the only one who can stand to look at him. She
mhm.
brings him food. She tries to be around him, but she can't for very long. And doesn't he like hide in the room and she'll come in because she can't look at him because he's terrifying. And she's
Yeah. He-
giving it the old college try.
Yeah, he like crawls under the bed or the couch and puts a sheet over the couch so that she
yeah.
can't see him, and then she'll leave food, but then he's a bug, and so he doesn't like the food that's good, so she starts leaving him trash. And he's like,
He
trash. I
loves that
love
trash.
trash. And then he's like,
Yeah.
oh, the smell of the fresh food is nauseating. This is weird. Anyways,
Yeah.
Trash. Yeah, exactly. They start to take his furniture though, because his sister, God bless her, has just the best of intentions and notices this is nasty because it says that he's leaving stains places. He has some sort of adhesive secretion, which is not how cockroaches climb
Cockroaches work.
walls, but this one does. And he also said that there's this like there's a little bit of like body horror Cronenberg stuff going on because he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I tried to open the door, but I just like vomited this brown liquid, and you're like, gross, dude, nasty.
Yeah, nasty. And then he keeps
Uh,
saying that he has a second part, his lower part,
mm,
the lower part, and it
yeah,
hurts. And it hurts
it
a lot.
it
Have,
hurts
have,
weird.
have we got to that yet? Because
That's at the beginning.
It's the
That's like the
first
second thing
thing.
he says.
oh, the first thing he notices is that his bottom thorax, abdomen, whatever the hell we want to call it, hurts.
Yeah, he's like, it's the most
Yeah,
pain I've ever felt. Anyways, I got 50 legs. It's bizarre.
Yeah, it's a
uh,
bummer.
but he is crawling up the walls and like hanging from the ceiling. And he's like, and I liked it because it was different than standing on the floor. So he's into that, and his sister notices like the stains on the walls from where he's been, and then she's like, well, he would have more room to run around if we took all of his stuff. But as they're taking his stuff, he's like, I'm gonna forget that I'm a person because this is the only stuff that keeps me connected to my human memories. So he gets real mad, and his mom is helping, and his mom has never seen him, but they're taking all of his stuff, and he's like, what do I do? And so he scuttles out, and his mom freaks out and faints, and then his father comes home and notices that the mom has fainted and Greta's in hysterics, and he's just scuttling around. He's just like, he chose this moment, this day, to be like, I'm gonna scuttle today. And he's like out in the living room, and the dad starts pelting him with apples, and one of them
Mhm.
bounces off, but then the next one freaking pierces right through. It just goes through his shell and gets lodged up in him, and that feels horrible to him, and part of his body doesn't work anymore, and he sort of just drags himself back into his room, and they don't get the apple out, so it
No.
just stays there.
And so it's so sad because he's already in chronic pain, which sucks because he's also a bug, and that sucks. But then his dad threw an apple somehow inside his body, and that's not going great either. The more I talk about this, the more like it's worse when we talk about it than reading
I
it.
yeah, I didn't. I was just like, oh, weird.
this
How
is
how
this is absurd.
absurd!
Yeah, that's friggin' weird. Huh.
That's crazy.
Anyways, what happens
Surreal.
next?
Well, let me tell you. Gregor's condition worsens as his family's apartment fills up with paying boarders. They bring in three fellas with beards because they all have jobs. And his dad, by the way, was hucking apples at him, but he's all proper now. He's like, he can walk fine. And he's like, what the heck, dad? And so, anyways, Gregor's condition worsens because he has an apple in him. And Greta finally declares that the creature is no longer her brother and insists it must be gotten rid of. Hearing this, Gregor quietly retreats to his room, accepting that he has become nothing more than a burden. He dies alone during the night, and the family's cleaning woman casually disposes of his body like trash. Rather than mourning, I'll just keep going. Rather than mourning Gregor's parents and sister,
What do you want us to say, man? It's
Yeah,
depressing as hell.
I'm like, yeah, he kind of
Guys.
just goes in his room and he's like, bye.
I'm gonna die now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot to add this, but yeah, the boarders are there. They're the income. They're a big part of the income, so they're very important. And his sister starts playing violin, um, and he's happy for the first time since he's been a bug, kind of. And so he's like, I'll just kind of creep out and listen to my sister play violin, and he does. But then the boarders see him, and he hisses at them as cockroaches do, and they leave, and so they lose their rent, and then that's when the family's like, this is the last straw. He sucks.
Well, I thought it was he hisses at them, and then they're like, "Oh shit, look at this human-sized bug!" And then
Oh,
They're
yeah,
like
kind
the
of
dad,
amused at
yeah,
first.
they're like, "Oh, that's cool," and the dad's like, "Get out of here! Go on, get it! Go
Yeah.
get! Go and get!" The mom
Yeah.
starts screaming, freaks out, and then that's what drives the sister to be like, "You're not my brother. You're just some monster. You friggin' suck, dude."
It's like, he's not my brother. He's a mouse. Shut up, Jonathan Lipnicki. Remember that? Stuart Little?
But he was his brother. His
He's
brother
not
was
my
Michael J.
brother.
Fox.
He's a mouse. Yeah, no shit, he's a mouse. You stupid kid. I'm glad you have eyes.
This is the whole thing.
That's the whole thing we're doing here, Jonathan.
It's the whole
That's
thing.
the whole deal. Hugh Laurie's on board. You better get in line.
Get in line. You got Hugh Laurie and Gina Davis's parents. You better button up.
You better button it up because that Michael J. Fox rat is not going to be around for long. I'm going to tell you that much.
No,
Let me
do you
tell
know the lifespan of rats? Not
Yeah.
very long.
And also, the second movie didn't do that good, so we're done now. You don't have a job anymore, Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan.
that
Anyways.
animated third one. I
There was a
remember
third?
enjoying it. Yeah,
There's a
they get chased by a
gross.
mountain lion. It's
Holy
crazy.
moly.
How did he outrun a
So
mountain
he just
lion?
became more and more of a mouse throughout the books, like
Nice.
real mouse problems.
It's sort of a Jack London like Call of the Wild type thing.
Okay.
Stuart finding the wild,
And
within
then
himself.
the fourth one, he's like, Stuart's really into cheese now. and like
and he can't talk anymore. And
and the
he
can't talk, and the fifth one's like Stewart's dragging his balls all over the floor,
Yeah.
and he can't do anything about it. And
Stewart's a rat. Stewart's just become a rat.
And then that mama mouse from Secrets of Nim shows up, and she's like, "Stewart, god damn it!" That movie's crazy. We're so many topics deep. Okay, so all this absurd stuff is happening, and he's a bug, and like the borders are there, whatever. But then, so like I'm following the plot, and I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen? Because there's no predicting this. It's all crazy. Everything that happens is like that would. It's not how it would be. But then Kafka gets me with this one because she's playing the violin, and it says Gregor crept a little closer and held his head close to the ground so as to be prepared to meet her gaze. Could he be an animal to be so moved by music? It was as though he sensed a way to the unknown sustenance he longed for. Which that like I had to
jeez.
reread that a couple of times. I was like, it just came out of nowhere. It's like that is how music feels,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my deep music thought of the day.
I love that one. It did
Powerful
make me
stuff.
it made me think that about you actually, because I remember back in the school, didn't you want to be like a musical therapist? I remember
Yeah,
us
he
talking
did.
I
about that.
did.
Yeah. Yeah, so
You're-
I read that and I was like, that's right up Evan's alley if I've ever
Yeah.
heard something.
This book is about a man who feels trapped in a world that he doesn't want to be in, which I think Kafka felt the same way because he was a lawyer and he was trying to please his dad. Anyways, well, I'm jumping ahead to the analysis here, but there was like a couple things in this book I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
Round it off.
he's dead now. The cleaning lady got rid of him. Rather than mourning, Gregor's parents and sister are relieved. They take the day off work, leave the apartment together, and dream about a brighter future. As they ride the tram into the sunshine, they notice Greta has grown into a healthy young woman, full of promise, while Gregor's sacrifice is forgotten almost as quickly as his body. Did he sacrifice anything?
No,
They just
really.
forget about
They
Gregor.
just
That's the
forget
point.
about him.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was
Yeah.
like his sacrifice that he made for them all those years while he was working. But maybe it's not a sacrifice as much as it's just like expected of a son.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they're
didn't
focused on Greta.
Yeah, they're just like
And-
it's like Gregor never existed.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's over.
He didn't seem there was like one line where they were talking about getting a new flat and they're like, we don't need this fancy flat. Just Gregor liked it. Like
Yeah.
I think there was a little
Yeah.
bit of like he made them do a bunch of shit because he thought it was the right thing to do, and they were like, we don't like any of this.
Yeah, they were like, "That's Gregor's place," and they were like, "We could get a smaller place that would be easier to afford, and then we could pay off the debts faster." So yeah, it's
Yeah.
like they resented him for being a cockroach, but you also find out that they kind of resent him for all of the good things he thought he was doing for them too when he was a human.
Yeah, man.
This book is
So,
so sad.
Mac, you thought these people are great. These people are the
Well,
best.
no, I didn't think they were the best, but
You thought the dad was a swell guy.
well, I thought it was fine, but it was like and I guess that was like my main takeaway from the book is like nobody's bad, like nobody's a
Nobody's
bad
evil.
person or
Yeah.
nobody's overly mean. Like even his dad, and we'll get into Kafka's relationship with his dad after this, but like even the dad was just like pragmatic and like kind of lazy, but it was because Gregor had made it that way. So like it never felt that they were bad. They were just kind of going along with Gregor basically like lording over their lives, and I feel like the cockroach thing is just that he continued to lord over their lives and they had to take care of it.
Interesting.
Like he was the bad guy the whole time in my mind, even though something crazy and bad happened to him and he is a victim. It felt like he had been like the dad was what's the word? I know, not immobilized, but like the dad just like usurped and like had given up on his life because he sold his business, and Gregor was just like, I'll take care of everything. I'm taking care of everything. This is the best thing. This is the best thing we can do. This is the best thing we can do. Like, Greta, you're going to go to school for violin. You're just going to go to school for violin. I don't even care. You're just going to do it. Like, everything was kind of just on his timetable. And then when he turned into the bug, nothing changed. They just got to like kind of get some independence. And then when he finally like died, they're like, thank God. Now we don't have to take care of your shit anymore. We get to be our own people.
Yeah, so this is
Hmm.
where okay, this is my whole analysis on this book. This book is It's a Wonderful Life in reverse. Meaning, in It's a Wonderful Life, he goes back and sees all the ways that the people he loves and their life would be worse if he wasn't there. In this story, he gets to watch how the people he loves life would be better if he wasn't there because he becomes a bug and then yeah, everybody starts like taking care of themselves and his dad goes back to work and he stands up straight and he gets up and like his mom starts taking care of more stuff and like they don't and is it like enables his sister to grow into like a full-blown woman because she was like a little girl, she was getting pampered and taken care of and she has to go and find a job and she like grows into a woman because exactly what you're saying. Like Gregor was sort of coddling them, but you don't want that to be the right answer because especially as like a guy, it feels like that's what you're supposed to do. The notion that maybe if you weren't taking such good care of everyone, they'd be able to take care of themselves better and they'd be better off for it. That's like the worst. That's like my nightmare, dude. That's the
Yeah.
worst thing I can think
But
of.
but it's I think it's that thing of, like we kinda talked about this in Fight Club, but we cut it. But when, like, you have this idea of how things should go, and so you force your will upon everyone because you're a man. Men take care of everybody. I'm the man, so I gotta take care of you. And you just turn into this unrecognizable thing that everybody hates because nobody wants you to lord over them. Nobody wants a boss. You're not like it's not what being the man or whatever the house is.
Do you think he was the boss though? I feel like he
I
felt
don't think.
pretty. Yeah, Kyle.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Mac. That like the more you realize, like Gregor wasn't. I don't know. He wasn't a great dude. Like you don't think you don't get the impression that he was a bad guy. But I think you're right. He was lording over their lives a lot more than he thought. But at the same time, like he was just trying to do good by his family. Was my understanding. Like the whole time, he's like, "I'm doing good by my family, even if I'm not considering does my sister want to play the violin." Like his intentions were so pure, and that's obviously not enough to have really good intentions. So like I see both is that like as a person, his role in the family wasn't that great, and they realized it after he was gone. But then also it's horrifying to be like they didn't just hate him because he was a bug, and you realize that, and that's like almost the worst part of this whole book is like no, it's not that he's a bug that they're glad he's gone. It's because they just didn't like him as a person in some aspects, and they're relieved that he's gone.
Yeah, like, they're not
I
it's
don't
not that they wanted him gone, but now that he is, it's like a breath of fresh air,
Yeah,
which is the worst news to hear. Like, if I found out, like, "Oh, we love it when you leave," I'd be like, "Oh, that's
Oh
so
no.
much worse than saying you don't like me."
yeah, totally.
I saw something somebody's like analysis about this that the metamorphosis referred to by the title is not him turning into a bug. It's the way that his family changes because he's no longer able to do what he was doing.
Wow.
Yeah, I like
I
that.
mean, and that's a huge part of the book is like it's almost like him being a bug is secondary, and it's just like the family's going on with their life, and they're getting work done, and they're growing in these ways they don't want to, but it's benefiting them, and it's just it's fascinating that you're like, yeah, but he's a full ass bug in there, and they're like, yeah, but
Yeah.
other stuff is also going on.
But he also never is proactive. Like, he just
That's the problem.
is the thing is, like, he just becomes a bug, and then the only thing he really cares about is, like, what he gets up to and how he feels about being a bug. And then sometimes he'll check in on the family, and he's like, I like to hear what they're up to at the end of the day, but, like, I crawled over here, and I crawled over there, and nobody even liked the sight of me." And, like, he's very him-focused, and he doesn't try to, like, get out, go, like, relieve them of him being in his room. He just stays in there. He like, he
Yeah,
doesn't try to they leave the house for long periods of time, and he just is like, "Alright, I'm a bug,
yeah,
bug." Like, he never does anything about being a bug. He stops asking questions almost immediately. Like,
yeah,
I
he
have
doesn't
I have a very important question for you.
yeah.
What is it so all right, put yourself in Gregor's position. You're a bug now.
oh
What
geez, I'm
do you
German, that
expect?
sucks.
Dang it. What do you think he was supposed to be doing? Like, what would you do Exactly, because you
I
can't
I
speak.
I'm
okay,
getting out of that
I
house.
wanna jump on
You're
Mac's
leaving?
point. This is this is my dumb guy interpretation because I know this isn't what the book is about. But it's like, dude, you can create a crawl space. You should be able to communicate to some degree. Spell something out, bite it into the floor. Like, try a little harder to communicate with your family. And like Max said, be proactive. Be like, hey, I'm a bug. Take me to the doctor. This isn't normal. Um, or like just try to, but you're right, he's just like, I'm a bug. And maybe his bug brain takes over and he's just like, time to do some bug things. I don't know. And I know that's not the point of the book. It's just that he's a bug. That's crazy. But like he could have done more than just hang out in his room and spew whatever all over the floor.
Yeah, like I'm trying to. He's got a window. I'd be like, let me see if I can get this window open. I'm gonna crawl outside. Like let's see. Let's take this thing for a ride. See what we're up to. You know,
Yeah, there
like
was a part of the book I'm like, he's gonna leave and just become like a carny or something. Like, and he's just gonna leave his family and let them do their thing, and then he's gonna become a sideshow attraction. Be like, look at this big ass bug that can write words or something. And no, he just decided to die instead.
yeah,
So
he just
Well,
like sits in their
Greta
house.
freaking she this is like a nail in the coffin line from the book because Greta's finally like he's grossed out the tenants or whatever, and she's like, "That's not my brother. If that was my brother, he would have left because he could
yeah,
see like the pain he's causing us just by like being around." And so she's like, "That's how I know it's not my brother in there because like my brother wouldn't do this to us." And I'm
yeah,
like,
and
"Jeez."
that's when I thought he was gonna leave, but then he just gave up instead.
He just died.
And he died.
Which I
So it's
mean,
a manner of speaking. He left.
he did
Yeah,
leave.
but man, you could have had a whimsical time out on the town
Yeah,
with
you could
the
have gone on bug
tiny
adventures.
lady. Yeah, I could have gone on bug adventures. You could have known what it's like to have sex with other bugs, and you blew it.
Mm,
Yeah, you could have checked
I
out
don't.
bug sec. I don't know if there's any bugs
Just
big
kidding.
enough, but you know, he could
He's
try.
got to be a big bug. He's huge.
Or you could have just been like, look at this big bug guy. He can do bug stuff. I'm an anomaly. And I thought once the cleaning lady took his body, I'm like, I bet you she capitalized on that. I bet you she sold his body for parts like this is the biggest bug you've ever seen. Sell it to make your elixirs. This'll make your dick hard.
Yeah.
Like she made money off that and his family didn't
Yeah.
capitalize on it and they're just like, he's dead.
Yeah, well, they were done. You know, they were
Yeah,
tired.
that's
They're
fair. That's
like, this is
fair.
dead weight. You can make your elixirs, Agatha, whatever her name was.
Something like that. Okay, devil's advocate for the bug here.
Okay, let's hear it.
The time he tried to be proactive because he was like, okay, because I do look at his situation like he is Gregor Samsa inside of a bug that's doing bug things. It sort of seemed like there is a human consciousness in here, but it is along for the ride because the bug is just doing bug stuff because he's like, I hate milk now and I only like moldy
No, but
stuff
he can
and I just
control it.
want to hide under this sofa. Like, don't take my furniture because there's going to be way less places to like hide under. And the one time he tried to be proactive and hold on to his humanity because they were taking all his stuff and he was like, that's my human stuff. And he went outside and he got an apple in him, you know?
Yeah,
Proactive didn't work out.
I do think it's more than just like he's a man in a bug body. It's like you said, his consciousness is inside a bug, and he has more power than we think. And we learn that through some of the stuff he says, where he's like, "Man, bread is just nasty as pho, and I don't like it, and it's gross." And it's like, well, no, you're just a little bug boy now, and you got other problems. You got to fight the bug inside you.
Mm,
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of layers to this short
there's a lot.
story.
Yeah, it's that thing of and when we get into we'll start going into Kafka, but it's like he doesn't he is a bug. He is the bug. Like
Okay.
he's the bug,
Society's the bug.
right? And he can control the body. And he doesn't get better at it. He doesn't like he's just like, "Oh, I like the food." Like he just is along for the ride, but he is in full control of the bug body. You know what I mean? Like he is in there. Like it's
We don't
him.
know.
He's the
We
bug.
don't know to
But
fully.
we
We
do
know
know
he has
because he
some
controls the
control.
body. He like just doesn't know how to. It's awkward, but like he's, you know, it's not like he's driving a car. He's like, I move my little legs.
But if he was like a full person, he'd be like, I'm gonna go do human stuff as a bug instead of like I have this strong desire to do bug stuff and secrete and climb on the walls.
I
Like if he
gotta
was fully
secrete.
there,
Well, what and
like
that I get that's, like, the other thing, I guess, about the Kafkaesqueness, like, the absurdity is, like, the family just goes on having to live, and he doesn't figure out how to be a bug. He doesn't even, like, he just is like, "Whoa, this is weird."
Well, there's not a
Huh,
whole lot to it, you
I
know?
there
Like, he does a great job as a bug.
He doesn't though. He, like, goes out of his room, and he can't turn around fast enough, and the dad gets an apple lodged in him. He can't
Yeah.
figure out how to open doors or close them. He can't move furniture. He's just like, "Ah." He doesn't
I
even
feel
try.
like you're proving the point of he's just a guy observing,
But
like,
he's
the
not observing
effect
because
of his absence.
he's in control, he just doesn't figure out how to do it.
You're telling me if he'd have tried hard enough, he'd have been able to, like, scuttle faster and dodge the apple? I feel like we're maybe, like, putting
Maybe
the
not.
responsibility in the wrong
I
place.
mean, yeah,
Mac,
we
you
shouldn't
you got
take
way too into Fight Club, and now you're in the
No,
manosphere
no,
of
not the
like
man is I'm
try
just saying,
harder.
he just sucked, and I think that's the point. I feel like Franz Kafka kinda hated himself, and he was like, "I'm doing all this work, and I'm trying all this shit, and, like, even if something bad happened to me, everybody would be mad, and it would be a burden." And,
This is a
like,
perfect
I
segue. Let's get into Kafka. Tell us what you mean by what you just said.
okay, so Kafka, my guy, he was like an outsider everywhere. He was born in Prague, which is in the Czech Republic, right?
If I know. Where's
Good
Prague
question. He was like Austro-Hungarian Empire.
Yes,
at the time?
but he was also Jewish,
Hell yeah.
and he was born in like 1883. So it was, right when being Jewish, he became an adult when being Jewish was not exactly cool for some people.
Jews have
In
historically
his
had a rough go of
corner.
it, but
Yeah,
in Europe, yeah.
they kind of turned on him. But then he also, because he spoke German, like basically it just he's not like any of the people that were around him, and so I think he was always. And then his dad, what was his dad's name? Hold on. His dad, Herman Kafka, or
Herman.
Herman, whatever.
Probably
Herman.
Herman.
Herman was like just the biggest asshole, and he was like a butcher, and he like lorded over the family. And him and Kafka always had this huge issue in their relationship. And the mom would be a little bit nicer, and I think his siblings would be nicer. But like he was a self-made man, and like he just wanted everybody to know it, and always like put it on everybody. But yeah, so that, and then people talk about the authority figures in all of Kafka's books apparently are always like overwhelming and like tyrants and awful. And of course, a million scholars have been like, "Well, that's because it's about his dad." But I think he also, because then he like became a lawyer and then started working in insurance. I also think there's a part of that where, like, when you were he, like, I don't know, became dehumanized in a way, or, like, saw it as dehumanizing being in insurance because he's really good at it, and he, like, had a really good job, and but he loved to do writing, and I feel like he viewed both things as bad. Like, he didn't because I think his dad gave him this idea that he sucked, and
Yeah, yeah. His father often referred to his job as a Brotberuf, which is a bread job, a job only to pay the bills. He was like,
yeah.
his dad kind of went out of his way to point out, like, what you do doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, and, like, and even if you think about insurance, like, insurance is just, like, making sure you're just getting people to buy maybe if something happens, so you're not even providing a service or a physical thing that they can use. It's just like, just have this around. So, like, you can see that this butcher from the old-timey Jewish neighborhood is not exactly gonna be like, "Yeah, insurance, that makes total sense. You're a friggin' man." And
Was his dad do we know if his dad was ever, like, physically abusive? Because I don't know if we know that, and but, like, it's interesting that it was just his presence, his domineering, his attitude towards him
yeah,
did
so
so much damage
that's a
to
great
him.
so so much damage. So I'll get to the physical
Okay, yeah.
abuse part in a second, because that's a great question,
Great.
and yes,
Hell yeah.
we love it. Let me put that on the table. It's like a little let me give you a little
Can't wait.
aperitif, and then we get the physical abuse. So, everybody's favorite. So, he, like, in his later years before his dad died, he decided to write this legal brief, is what he called it, and it was this massive long letter that ended up getting published after he died. And he gave it to his mom and was like, "Give this to dad." And she read it and she was like, "No." And one of the quotes that I thought was super interesting was he said, "It was only necessary to be happy about something or other, to be filled with the thought of it, to come home and speak of it, and the answer was an ironical sigh, a shaking of the head, a tapping on the table with a finger." So essentially, anything that
Mm.
made him happy, he would try to say to his dad, and his dad would just be like, "Oh God, fuck you."
Ah,
Oh,
dude,
that's
Oh,
rough.
this freaking dork is
that's
talking to
rough.
me again. And so emotionally abusive, just like
Totally.
nothing was good enough that Franz did. And then he has this story about like this incident that happened that he like memorized and is burned in his head, and he talks about it in the letter, where he came into his parents' room asking for water, and his dad just grabbed him by the arm and threw him out onto the balcony. It was like the middle of winter and like left him out there. So
'Cause he asked for water?
'cause he asked for water, and I
Was it
think
in, like, the
so
middle of the night?
it was in the middle of the night, and he says it was to annoy them, but also kind of to be funny, and they didn't find it funny, obviously, because they just punished him, and so he, like, had that thought that, like, something bad could happen from something silly and kind of meaningless, and so I think that once you kinda know how
Oh,
bad his relationship was with
interesting.
his dad and how much I think his dad really made him hate himself, and then I think that the writing was this kind of switch he turned that he wanted to make something and, like, had all these thoughts, but he didn't think they were good enough because and I could toss it to one of you guys to talk about the publishing stuff. But, like, I think he just never thought he was good enough because his dad always made him feel like shit. He had this job that he thought was shitty, and then, like, his writing was this thing that fulfilled him, but he didn't want anybody to know about it because he thought he was shitty, and I think that kinda reigns through even, like, his he tried to get married a couple of times, and he was just so matter of fact and described them horribly and got engaged and unengaged multiple times, and, like, the wives are just like, "He's kinda awful." And so I think he was just kind of a miserable guy who's super observant and had this inner world that was very big, and he didn't do anything with it, in his time, and I think he hated himself, like,
Totally.
so clearly. At least that's what I get from it.
Yeah. Yeah, his, like,
Absolutely.
personality-wise, it he had this suspicion that everyone found him, like, repulsive, which kind of, like I think if you think about the metamorphosis from the perspective of, like, this writer thought that other people were repulsed by him, it kinda makes sense. He's like, "Hey, sometimes I feel like a cockroach, where I just gotta kinda stay in my room and
Yeah,
stay
and
out of everybody's way."
I'm just a burden on everybody. Even if I have a good job, I'm just a burden, and they'd be better off if I was dead. Let's
If I was
freaking going.
yeah, exactly, and if I, like, also, God forbid, I talk or, like, try and defend something that makes me happy because 'cause I'm gonna catch, like, a random apple,
Yeah,
like, y
exactly.
so, yeah, it makes sense. He's like, "The one time I try and, like, stick up for myself is, like, this crazy it's, like, huge overreaction." Yeah, I don't know, you got me thinking because there's some of that it's, like, new information for me,
Mm,
but people described him as, like, very self-analytic, and there's some in his letters and stuff, which okay, let's talk about the publishing thing.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
had a bunch of letters and personal journals and notebooks and unfinished works and finished works where he just had manuscripts that he was just sitting on, and at the end of his life, he got tuberculosis when he was 40, and so he
ugh.
was dying early, and he
Shout
had a
out everything is
literary
tuberculosis. Sorry, I just read that.
yeah, John
Crazy.
Green. How was that? Sorry, let's take a
It's short jaunt to talk about. It's such a crazy book, dude. I mean, like it's not as sad as I thought it'd be, which is crazy because it's a book about the world's deadliest disease, but it's like tuberculosis is everywhere. Um,
I love the Green brothers. We gotta have them on. We gotta make them honorary
Yeah,
Biblio
let's
fools.
call him.
Let's
no, I that was the
let's do
first John
that.
Green book I'd ever read, and it was really, really good. Um,
Incredible.
but it's just crazy. Like the more you think about, yeah, one of the greatest writers of all time, many great writers. Tuberculosis knocked him out at 40, just
Tuberculosis
at 40.
seems to have, like, a prejudice for people that, like, write things on
You
paper.
know,
That
he
he's
Who are
like, "I'm
some
gonna
other
hit that
ones? Who are you
he
guys
motherfucker."
talks
talking
about
about?
it. Keats, one of the most
Oh,
famous
Stacy Keats?
poets. Who the hell is Stacy Keats?
No.
Who is that? Why did I think of that name?
So, okay, he died of tuberculosis, 40 years old. He had a literary executor at the time, Max Brod, who told him on no uncertain terms, everything that I have that hasn't been published has to be burned and you can't read any of it. And he was like, according to him, he told Kafka, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to publish it. And he was like, please don't. We don't know if that happened. That was a private conversation. What we do know is Max Brod published everything, including the letters and the manuscripts. There are some journals actually that got like mixed up. There's some journals and notebooks that got mixed up in like World War II stuff that still historians are looking for. So if you know anything about that, bibliofools@gmail.com.
Hit us up first. Hit us up first about
We'd love to break
the
that. That'd be
hidden
wonderful.
Kafka. Also, I'm seeing he did like drawings and sketches, which I think is fascinating. And they got everything, man. They
They screwed
everything
him.
he wrote.
They totally
He
screwed
screwed
him.
him.
Yeah.
But that's what like I think that okay, knowing all that stuff, it changes my like how you read the book because it just makes it super clear. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
this guy
man.
clearly hated himself, saw himself as a burden, and like you hear that he was super analytical of himself and like found himself disgusting. It's all super clear. But to you guys, and I think this is like an exercise, I guess in some way. I don't know.
Sort of an exercise.
Without knowing all the stuff about him, like what your takeaway was like it's a reverse, it's a wonderful life, right, Evan?
Yeah.
Like did
Everybody's life gets better because you're
yeah.
gone. Yeah.
like was the book like without knowing clearly everything that it's about, like did you get a different read on the book at all?
No.
No, like it was completely perfect, right?
I just nailed it the first time. Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
same.
Crushed it.
Well,
Good
just
job.
because I'm like, I get where like he feels like, hey, maybe if I wasn't here, there's this crazy paradox in it where he's like, maybe if I wasn't here, because we know he considered suicide, at least at one point, like closer to the end of his life. But he's like, maybe if I wasn't here, maybe that'd be a good thing. But he still feels the pressure to be there. You know, he's got to still go to work and bring home the bacon and do a bunch of stuff that he doesn't want to do and support the family because he's like, I can't just give up on that. But I legitimately feel like if I didn't do that and if I was just like gone or like incapacitated in some way, like nothing would get worse. And in fact, in a lot of ways, things would get better. Which is just like for a guy to feel like that, I feel like he expressed that idea pretty well, you know?
Yeah. He
That's
like
Yeah.
nailed it.
so yeah.
I think it's kind of weirdly like the metamorphosis is universal. I think every teenager should read it. Every human being has felt like an outsider to some degree, and it's just a perfect representation of like what it's like to feel like you're just not even the same species as everyone else. And I think that's why it's so popular because it has this universal theme of nobody except the worst people are like fully in love with themselves and never thought of themselves as an outsider. So, like, I thought it was cool that it captured that in such a unique way. That was my read. But then once I started reading up on him, which I had to do after reading the book, it's like, oh, a lot of this makes a lot more sense that only this type of person could write this type of book, even though the themes are universal. But like, it had to be this guy.
Yeah. I feel like it's good to read as an adult. I don't know if I was in high school and I read this, it'd be like,
Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah, we
okay,
would push it
so
aside.
let's it sounds like high roof. Get a high roof?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are a teenager
Jump!
struggling with your with thoughts of self-harm, not a good one. Because shout
Don't
out
read this, call
Kafka.
someone.
You gotta respect a guy that doesn't make it better at the end. He's
No.
like,
Seriously.
really, everything was better because I was a cockroach and then I died and then they left and everything was better and they could leave now because they didn't move because he was a cockroach. And they were like, how are we gonna move? This giant cockroach
This
will
giant
be
cockroach.
disgraced.
How are we
So,
gonna
it's
get
like
asking
everything
price
did
if the house is
Like,
we're not gonna be able to Evan, you just sold a house. You know exactly what this would be like. You're just like,
I
okay, so
didn't,
over
bro.
here
I may as well have
That
a fucking
sucks.
giant cockroach there, dude. If anybody's looking for a townhome, bibliofools@gmail.com.
That sucks. You're still paying 2
Leaving it
mortgages?
in, leaving it
Man,
in.
that's brutal.
I don't want to talk about it, dude. I'm so
Okay.
fucking mad about it.
Sorry. Giant
It's okay.
cockroach.
It's okay.
Oh,
It's
see,
a
giant
seller's
cockroach.
market. I think
It's a seller's market.
it's a seller's market, baby. I forgot what I was gonna say. This is just the saddest book, and then the more you read about this guy's life, it's almost sadder that he didn't commit suicide because he's like, "I gotta be here
Wow.
for people who do not care about me, and I just gotta prolong it," and it's almost like I'm probably reading into it way too much, that, like, tuberculosis at 40 was a mercy for him because he's like, "Okay,
It
finally I
wasn't.
can go."
No, because he met this girl that he was in love with, and they had, like, a great relationship, and then he died of tuberculosis a year later. So,
Ugh,
actually, just a fucking
dang it.
tragedy.
I mean, like, he finally finds the one.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, maybe I can turn this thing"
Ugh, cough blood. Ugh.
cough blood into a white napkin, and everybody's like,
Kafka
"Oh, we know
blood.
what's going on here."
It's just his whole life is sad, but, like,
But it's
an
also not.
but it's also not, and that's what, because it's not like I came from Afghanistan in the '80s and my best friend was
Yeah.
traumatized and I didn't do anything about it, and I was always trying to, well, I guess it's the same. They're
It
always trying to
wasn't the
please their
kite
dad.
runner. Is that
It
your
wasn't the
point
Yeah.
kite
here?
runner. It wasn't as bad as the kite runner, but it was still very, very sad.
Well, I'm trying to
Oh
see, like, he
man,
didn't even yeah. He died in 1924, so he didn't even see, like, the Holocaust. So, like, his life was I
He
mean,
dodged
obviously,
that bullet.
they were
Is that
bad
what you're
before that, and
saying?
he saw, like, World War I guess. But, like, he was successful.
not in life though. When he died, he was still pretty much.
He had money. He was successful at, like, the job that he was doing. He he was kinda happy because he would just write all night, and he's like, "I'm leading these double lives, and they're just taking so much out of me, but that's how I wanna live my life." Like, he wasn't doing anything he didn't necessarily wanna do, but he didn't do anything that he felt like he should do or, like, had any passion to do other than his writing, which luckily nobody got rid of.
That's
It
true.
is,
There's a
yeah.
difference between the way in which Kafka's life is sad and like Van Gogh or
Or
like
Frederick Douglass, like,
Either of those guys.
or yeah,
well,
specifically.
I just, like, look at, like, Frederick
Learned how
Douglass
to
would,
read and then fought off
There
a
is a
bunch of
difference.
ranch hands by himself for 8
I
hours.
no,
One
but
of my
it is
favorite
it
stories of the slave era is Frederick Douglass learned how to read. They found out, and they tried to punish him for it, and he got a hold of one of the whips, and he fought them off for 8 hours
Is
yeah,
that the
8
real
hours.
story?
until
That's
He
they
says,
got tired, and then they were just like, "Fine, we won't punish you." And he's like, "Thank you." And
and
they
then he's
didn't
like,
mess with him again.
at that point, he's like, "You're never gonna touch me with a whip again." I think
Dude
that was,
is a
that's
badass.
metal.
we should do his biography. I didn't
So
finish
down.
it.
They do an
It's I don't know, I'm sure they
autobiography or
do.
oh okay.
No, I think it's just his general, maybe it was his own biography, but
Sorry,
it's
sorry.
rough.
It's not okay. That's what I was saying is his
Am
type of
I stupid?
depression.
Mhm.
No, no, no. I totally derailed you with Frederick Douglass. Go ahead.
I don't. I forgot what I
Okay,
was
but
saying.
so he had the depression of the '90s white male. I
Yeah,
feel
that's what
you
I
know,
yeah.
like,
Okay.
I'm stuck in a like the Matrix, could only come from somebody with where it's just like,
Yeah, but
"God, I'm not happy, so obviously something's wrong with the world." But he, luckily, was like, "Something's wrong with me. I'm not happy, and it's my fault," which I think it's an interesting kinda, "Good job, dude," because I think everybody wants it to be the world's fault, that they're unhappy when they have everything, but sometimes, it's the reason you're unhappy.
yes, and also and I think also he is like I think he does the right thing by taking responsibility and whatever. But also he's like, it doesn't change the fact the world is a very strange place for me. Because in his letters and
Yeah.
whatever that he wanted to be burned with nobody reading them, he talks about like he's probably gay, which may be why he wanted him burned, but we read him anyways. And
We just
also,
dissected him.
like, a lot of people have speculated that he had something like schizoid personality disorder, where he just like didn't relate to people. He's got this other book, The Trial, which is probably it's his most famous novel, and that book's like this guy gets convicted of a crime and he doesn't know what the crime is and he just has to follow this insane string of trials and like he has to be at the right place at the right time, but he doesn't know what that place is and he keeps asking people about it and nobody will give him a straight answer, and it feels very much like one of those just like it's not quite a nightmare but it's just a weird dream where you got to get to something and nobody's giving you a straight answer. And that it's really good, but it's like I think he was describing kind of how his life felt, where he's like, nothing makes sense to me. I'm not going to make it everybody else's problem. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to make money. I'm going to be successful. His financial reports apparently were like extra good, you know, and what he was writing both in public and in private, people have come to revere. So it's like he's a successful guy, but the whole time he's just writing about like, hey, this is all really confusing and I don't particularly like it. You know, it's like every day is like this weird, like surreal thing, you know,
Yeah,
which
and that's
I kind of got it. I don't know.
I get it
I kind of
from
related to it in some way, which probably a lot of people do. I think a lot of people, probably more than they let on, feel like
yeah,
it's
totally.
kind of weird sometimes.
yeah, all this shit is weird.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, like
that's
that.
that's a really good question, Mikhail, and
What
I
are
have an
we
answer for you.
what are
Tell
we doing?
us.
I don't have an answer. Are you
Yeah,
kidding
see,
me?
exactly. There you go.
No, because I'm being honest, and I'm not a piece of shit.
Bing, bang, boom.
I don't know.
The answer is a podcast, Kyle.
The answer is a
This
podcast.
idiot. So we get into like the term Kafkaesque, like
Yeah,
the
what the hell does that
Yeah.
absurdism thing.
mean?
Talk about it.
So from what I figured out, it just means like everything seems normal, but it's not. So like the thing that one of the things that I found was that like Seinfeld or like Twin Peaks are good examples of Kafkaesque. Because like Seinfeld, he has all these rules and he doesn't fit in, and he's just trying to like go through the normal New York life, but it's like bizarre, and he can't do it. And like especially the finale where he goes to jail, it's just like the trial from is apparently kind of exactly like the trial where it's like, what did we do? So that was what I could
Oh.
get from what it meant, where it's just like absurdity and bureaucracy and like systems. And so I guess a lot of his books are kind of talking about, the dehumanization that you go through when you're in a system and like trying to figure it out and like not understanding what's going on. Which now that we know more about his life, it's like, duh, of course, that's exactly. He just did it first. So good job, Kafka. Thank you.
Nice.
And he
Okay,
inspired
so
Albert Camus, who we've read.
so that's the chicken and the egg like direction there. He inspired Camus, not the other way.
I guess so. That's what it
Nice.
said at least. I don't know. That's what I found in my readings.
Y'all know
But
I love Camus.
everything's fake, nothing's real. But so I guess like the Kafkaesque thing, it gets thrown around like way too much. And of course, there's a bunch of
Yeah,
papers on like scholars who are like debating what it means, which is it's always annoying. I think it just means like if you're at the DMV and somebody poops their pants and nobody talks about it, that's Kafkaesque.
that's probably the best example I've
Okay.
heard because now that I know what it means, it has a lot to do with bureaucracy
Yeah,
and like systems. So if someone was like just said that without context of a system or bureaucracy, they're full of shit and they're not using it right.
yeah, and
Um,
it's just the
that's a great example. If
yeah.
someone just shit their pants, very Kafkaesque, and
Yeah,
we're at the
and
DMV.
nobody talks about
Nobody
it,
says anything
and
about it.
and you're like, "There's poop in those
Oh,
pants
what
right there."
about there? I used to work with this lady and I shared an office with her, and she would just fart a lot and never say anything. And like I could hear it, and I wanted to laugh so hard. Is that Kafkaesque?
Yeah, man, because you're stuck in this office. Bureaucracy, baby.
Yeah, because
That's
like
Kafka's book.
I can't be like, girl, why you be farting so much? Like I just had to like force the fact that I'm like I try to hold in a laugh.
And you love farts too, so you're just sitting there, it's like, "Oh
I
god,
wanted to laugh so hard. My favorite thing to
no."
do in a store, I did this the other day at Costco, is we get in an aisle where we're alone, but not quite alone, and just let one rip. And then my wife gets so mad at me, but it is the funniest thing. Um, it's very Kafkaesque.
Farting at Costco. This is your favorite thing to do. That's Kafkaesque.
Yeah, I think that's why the term is loaded, where everybody uses it to refer to different things and like the meaning's sort of lost. But people also know what you mean when you say Kafkaesque, because like all of corporate America is extremely Kafkaesque. I like work in consulting, and so I'll be on a project, and then you've like hit a delay in the project, and you talk to the client about it, and it's like, hey, because of these delays, like we have to push the timeline back to here, and and here's the options that you have. We can like push the timeline, we can save this part for later, or we can pull out all the stops and you can pay a lot more. And they'll just hit you with like a stone cold, like, yeah, do all of that, but on the original timeline, and I don't want to pay extra. And you're like, what's going on right now? Like, that's
Did you hear me?
Kafka-esque right there.
Man,
You're
I'm gonna
like,
start using that so much.
It's just like absurd. But like
Yeah.
even like I think you should
But
leave
within
as
the context of
Kafka.
a sorry,
Within the
I
context of systems, it's one of those things where it's like racism. Like technically, the term like people can't be racist. This is how it used to be. This could have changed. I don't know. But like people can't be racist. Systems are racist. People have prejudice. But throughout
Okay.
through time and things changing and language and whatever, now you just call somebody a racist.
quote my favorite guy from Love on the Spectrum. Interesting.
Love on the watching
Dylan,
Love on the
Dallin,
Spectrum,
Dylan, you got it. Oh,
Dylan.
he's my favorite. He's
watching that show, like you watching that, that's Kafka. It's bizarre. Every time somebody's like, "I love that show," I'm like, "That's so weird."
Why
Have
is
you never watched an episode of it?
I
It's
have,
the best
I
thing.
have. Yeah, man. Watching TV shows is Kafkaesque.
It is.
It is. It is. You get done with your work, which you're very emotionally detached from, and then you've been staring at a rectangle all day, and then you like put on a different rectangle. You just stare at a different rectangle, and you're like, I love this rectangle.
And you're
I
like, I'm
read
gonna
this-
watch those people feel stuff, so I feel something
feel
on my
something.
rectangle, and then I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
dude.
to bed.
Our whole life, I saw it summed up in like a tweet that said, I wake up and I have to stare at the medium rectangle while also taking peeps at the small rectangle, and the whole time I just want to leave and watch the big rectangle, and then
Yeah.
the medium rectangle is finally over, so I go on the smaller rectangle, then I can finally go to the big rectangle, then I go back to the small rectangle and fall asleep and wake up and do it all over again. That's all it is. That's very
I-
Kafkaesque.
Me
Extremely.
and Evan had a conversation about this once where I was like, I had like a little meltdown because I was like, I am listening to a movie podcast where they're watching movies on the podcast. So I'm listening to somebody watch my favorite thing for my entertainment. And I was just like, it makes my heart hurt now. I'm like, what the fuck? Who am I?
And then
But imagine explaining that to a 3-year-old. Just like, okay, so this is what it is. You know, when your mom's driving and they turn the radio on, imagine you're listening to somebody do your favorite thing, and you use it to fall asleep,
And you love it.
and you love it, and you talk about it
Yeah.
all the time with your friends. And that 3-year-old would be like, "Get away with me! Get away! go!"
I don't like
Leave
this.
me.
Is this
This-
what being an adult is? Which, by the way, like, let's just come on, eat our own dog food a little bit here.
Yeah.
Like, I do this podcast for many reasons, but a big one is I like reading books a lot, but I can't stop staring at rectangles. And if I have this podcast where you, the listener, can listen to me talk about how much I liked reading a book and maybe feel like I should read more books, or what a great book, or I'm going to avoid that book. You're feeling all of these things so that I can just have a place to talk about books so that I will read the books. That's, I feel like, kind of,
wow. I feel like I wish there was a term for that.
yeah,
It's really Franzian.
Franzian.
Franzian, Dunshian. Hey, let's talk about what if you had an adjective of your name.
Fuck you! I have this exact. Hold on.
Did you really have
Did
that?
you write
I
this
wrote
down?
down this exact same
Great
question.
fucking minds, bro. Hell yeah.
Right there.
You guys should kiss. Please kiss.
All right. So here's my notes for the book. It's
Okay,
barely
let's hear
about him changing. No one has time for this. The work stuff. If you had a term after you, what you want it to mean?
it.
What you want it to
Yeah,
mean.
so that's my question. Kyle, what you want it to mean. If you
If
had an
something was-
adjective.
Would it be
Dunshian.
Dunshian? Make up your own.
That's
You can do
hard
your own.
because I'm not the only Dunshee.
He wasn't the only Kafka.
That's true. Take that, Dad. It's the only one people know about.
Yeah. Nobody's heard of you, Herman.
Nobody talks about your meat cutting skills.
Yeah, you're
Yeah, you-
Franz's dad, not the other way around.
You porky little butcher. He was porky.
He was a porky guy.
He's like,
With his-
stop selling insurance.
I hate you. Like, we're gonna ruin your life. What if you're gay? I'm gonna beat you.
Porky the Pig reference.
Yeah, but yeah.
God,
So what
thank
would
you.
your
I
what would
think
your
he
thing?
really did want him to sell insurance. It said it in there somewhere. He wanted him to be a lawyer real bad. So, anyways,
Yeah.
I don't know what. I think we should do it for each other because I don't know what would I want it to
Done.
be.
Deal. All right. Dunshian.
I like-
Dunshian. Come on, mind meld with me, Evan.
Dunshian
man.
is when animals
You-
speak to you, but they don't speak to
You-
other people,
Um,
and you just wish other people could see.
What if it's the unnatural urge to just go and hang out in the woods with animals. Send it all away and just go
That's
hang out with
sweet.
animals. That's that feeling is Dunchian. That's a Dunchian feeling you're having.
Maybe. Maybe I'm just a pussy because Hunter and Evan were talking about camping. I'm like, man, I haven't camped in years because I'm afraid to.
The jealousy you feel when you see animals because you just want to be one.
I just want to be one. I just want to live that simple life.
I just want to be a dog. That's Dunchian.
Hey,
That's a Dunchian feeling.
Maybe not a dog. Maybe a tree.
Well, yeah.
You know what? I'll
Thank
take
you.
it. The urge to be a tree. I will
The
take
urge to
it.
be a tree. That's a Dunchian.
They're so patient. I could never be as patient as a tree.
I love it. You're patient on the podcast all the time.
Thank you.
You could be a patient on the podcast if it were some sort of a medical.
I'm a patient
podcast.
all the time. I'm never reading a doctor book.
We're gonna read one of those doctor
Fuck
books.
those guys.
PhD, more like you're a pretty huge dick. What?
Got him. Should we tie a bow on this?
No, we didn't do everybody. And then
we're
we'll
gonna
it.
do everybody.
Yeah, we gotta do everybody.
Okay, here's Rowian.
No, it's got to be a Mycalian because
Mycalian?
Mycalian's name is
Mycalinian.
unique.
I don't know any other Mycalian. Have you ever encountered another one?
I'm the only Mycalian.
Because it's a made-up name.
Yep.
You're like a Tigger, dude.
Hey, whoa, hey.
The wonderful thing about Tiggers. Wait,
what?
No, I didn't make that connection. Stop it. I'm talking about a little stuffed tiger from Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. That is my favorite.
I'm the only one. I'm the only one. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
That is my favorite animal.
Wait, really? A tiger?
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry I called you a Tigger. I shouldn't have.
Well, you don't have to keep doing it.
I'm
We're leaving
sorry,
it
I
in.
did it.
We're leaving it in because if we take
Anything
it out,
else you
it'll be
want to
weird.
say, Evan? You want to call him something one more time?
I don't want to call him anything else. That's what I meant. He's one of a kind. This is a compliment, and I mean it sincerely.
Mycalinian
is the urge to party as hard as humanly possible without hurting anyone and bringing peace to everyone while the party continues at an outrageous pace. But everyone's okay.
I dig it.
I feel like, yes, but I'd throw in a little bit like if it's going a predictable way, Mycalinian action is we're going to do something else. Doesn't matter what. We're going to take this in another direction.
The defiant urge to take it in a different direction.
Yeah, there you go. The Mycalinian influence is what gets you a pie and a smoothie. You know? That's how it touched my life specifically. We were making a great smoothie. Mycalin was like, have one slice of key lime pie.
Yeah, we were like, you were like, can you just like kind of cut a little bit of my like trim my hair up a little bit? And I was like, what if I shaved your whole head into a mohawk?
That happened. Okay, do me.
Evanian. Canelian.
Evanescence
is the song Sully listened to while he landed the Hudson.
He landed the plane.
All right, evanescence is when you know everything and it scares you.
Perfect.
And you keep spooking yourself out because you know it all.
I know too much.
Evan's like, I know how the world's gonna end, but I can't tell anybody about it.
It's
like, I don't
freaking
want to
me
talk
out.
about it.
I love
it's making me break out in hives.
Yeah, when that feeling when you really want to learn something, then you learn too much and you're scared shitless. Evanesque.
Evanesque.
That's an Evanesque.
Great.
I love it. Write it down.
An esque. Me and Kafka both shared. We got an esque.
Yeah, man.
I guess we could have just done Mycalin-esque and Dunchi-esque.
But I like Mycalinian.
I like Mycalinian.
I don't know how to spell it.
Just my name and then Ian.
Nian. Well, this has been.
Problem is we haven't gotten together for so many weeks, so we just want to shoot the shit, but people don't want to listen to that.
No, that's fair. We lost a viewer too. What are you gonna do? You guys don't like books?
Keep going. I don't think it's the books.
Oh, is it me? Oh no.
You know what? Here's the thing. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. We're doing this for us, and we're having a great time. And there are some freaks and weirdos out there that are gonna just vibe with it, and we're gonna keep doing this the way that we want to do it till we find those people. And if you're one of those people,
reach out. Thank you.
We just pull up. And another book in the books. I didn't
write an outro. I'm sorry,
fellas.
That's fine.
Let's do the thumbs.
I think
I'm
this
gonna give
system
it
is
2.
Kafkaesque because it's dumb.
Oh, you don't
Yeah, I
like
like the
thumbs?
book in one
What do you
word.
want to do?
I
I
like
hate
the book
Okay.
in
the
one
thumbs.
word.
It doesn't make sense.
You both hate the thumbs?
I don't hate it, but I
You
like
can
the book
just
in one
tell me
word.
these things. You could just say, "Hey, well, let's
That's
not
what we're
do the
doing right
thumbs."
now.
It's occurring to me right
Great.
now.
We're
live,
leaving this
You
in
know
the
what?
but
book.
I don't like it, and I'm
I
sorry.
want this. This is staying in because I like it.
We're making decisions here. We hate the
Yeah.
thumbs. Book in
Nobody
one word. Is that
thumbs.
what you want to
Hey,
do?
hey, Evanescence. Nobody hates the thumbs.
Okay. What? You know
We
what?
just
I
like.
actually am not offended by it. What
Oh, okay.
word?
I
What
thought you.
verb would you like to use?
I hate
that
the thumbs. I think it's stupid.
Gotcha.
I think it's creative, and I appreciate it, but I think it's stupid and confusing.
Hell yeah. What are we
It's.
doing instead? Are we going to
I like the
one
book in
word?
one word.
I don't know. I don't have the
Okay.
wherewithal or the smarts to choose something.
I'll
word?
choose
Oh my!
Kafkaesque. Got you, fuckers.
I would. I'm absurd. Absurd. I'm taking absurd.
I'm gonna
You
go
got
with
the
what
tough
I said
job.
in our text thread. This book was entirely unsettling.
It
Unsettling.
was indeed.
Kafkaesque.
Did you like it?
absurd, and unsettling.
I liked
The
it. I
thumbs
liked it.
tells me if you liked it or not.
Okay, so maybe the
tell
thumbs
me,
has
tell me
merit.
exactly how much did you like it in your own
Yeah.
words.
So okay, so you're right because book in one word doesn't tell you if you like it.
No, it's fine.
I would give this
No thumbs. Don't
three
just
out of
tell me
three out of
what you
5
thought of it.
thumbs.
I'm giving it 6 cockroaches.
Can we just call it thumbs, but like on a 5 thumb rating, so it makes more sense
We
to
can
me.
just say out of
That's
5.
stars.
We
5
could just say I
thumbs,
rated it out of 5.
but then we're
It's a
also
3.
keeping Evan's creativity, which I appreciate.
He came up with the whole podcast. We don't have to baby his creativity. It's his fucking idea.
Oh, that's fair.
All right, we're showing up. That's the babying.
That's
But
enough.
I don't want to do stars. I want to do
I love you, bud.
lollipops.
Love you too.
Lollipops.
I give this 3 out of.
Oh,
Lee, that's what you want to do?
that's dumb. I veto.
Oh, okay. now-
Stars? Then we're back to stars.
No.
5 stars.
Books.
Stars is basic.
I loved this book. I loved it. I'd read it again. I'd read it again right now. I loved it.
No,
It's
I'm
great
gonna
to
say
read.
3.
It's not
It was
happy.
interesting.
Doesn't make you feel good, but I loved reading it. The experience of it
Did
was
you really
great,
love
and I would
reading
do
it?
it again. I loved every page of this book.
I gave it a solid 3 as Mikhailin did. A solid 3.
Mhm.
3 blades of grass out of 5 blades of grass on a windy summer day.
Yeah, how about it's out of 5,
Great.
but we can just pick whatever we're
Okay.
feeling. I'm gonna rate it 5 talking butts. 5 Ace Ventura talking butts.
How Kafkaesque? You're just kidding. That's not
Wow.
the
So
appropriate use of the term.
No, I thought it was fine. I did not enjoy reading it at all, but it was
Really?
interesting.
It was
It's
interesting. I like
it's-
thinking
that's
about
okay.
it after.
yeah, it's interesting.
The
to think-
writing, the writing of the whole thing was interesting. Yeah, the writing was fascinating, and how he went about it, and what he chose to include, and what he chose not to include in the scenario. Like the whole world around it fascinated me, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate the
Nice.
art. I didn't enjoy it. I thought it just made me feel bad, but then I didn't feel bad for him. I was just like, God, this sucks, huh? Then it was over, and I was like, Phew. Yeah, that's over. And that's good. You got to do new things.
I do appreciate. I want more art, like modern art, like movies and stuff, where they just don't explain things. Because not one time, I feel like nowadays they'd be like, "How did he become a bug?" And that, like, what does he have to do to not be a bug?
yeah.
And they're just like, he woke up, he was a bug. Fellas, we loved it. I mean, I loved it. You guys enjoy, like, you read it, and thank
I did
you
read it.
to Franz Kafka. You, unfortunately, died of tuberculosis before any of your shit got famous. So
Sorry,
bummer.
pal.
But you should know there's a lot of statues of you. People love your shit. You're an adjective. You fucking did it, bro.
Take that, Dad.
And
you?
goodbye.
3.
Yeah, we love you. And what else? What else do we say? Follow us. I don't give a fuck. Don't follow us. Whatever.
No,
do
don't
whatever you
follow us.
want.
No, do it. No, follow us. Follow us.
Also,
like, share,
okay, here's the
subscribe.
thing.
What?
Let me tell you exactly what to do. Follow us on every platform, and then the platforms that support ratings, give that some ratings. And only
Rate
do that
us.
if you want to give it 5 stars. If you want to give it 4 stars, email me and tell me why, and we'll fix it. God damn it!
We're gonna
If you want to
fix
get it, if you want to give it 2 stars, get the hell out of here.
Get out of here. Go
Yeah,
on.
get
Get
outta
shut
here.
up.
It's
If
not
you give
for
us one
you.
star, I want to hear from you as well. 2
Give
stars,
us
you're
your
a
best,
coward. You're a coward.
Just
You
give
don't
it
matter.
one.
2
What are you
stars?
doing?
You don't even matter, dude.
If you've ever given a
can't
2-star
get-
rating, you're a bitch.
You
I
suck.
believe that.
You're a nobody.
You're a nobody. That's
okay.
embarrassing.
Have we said everything we need to say?
I don't like the second star is useless. And this is something I'm finding out now.
You just said that.
Goodbye. Should we stop it there?
Yeah, please.
Oh, we don't need
No.
advice.
Oh, advice.
Oh,
I
shit.
can give
Okay,
some
let's do some
advice.
advice.
Hell yeah.
What do you got?
Think of some
got,
advice.
Chief?
Let me take my time with this. I have some advice. I think if you're going to enter a public restroom, open that door slow because somebody might have forgot to lock it. But you don't want to knock because you're sitting in a Chipotle. You don't want to be that guy in the hallway that's just like, is he knocking on that door? Just open it slow so the person inside can be like, no. Or whatever you say. It's hard to know what to say, but
Are you
like,
talking about the stall or the door to the bathroom?
That's what I say.
no, because you don't know if there's stalls or not. You're in a place you've never been. There could be a whole ass
Just
bathroom in
any-
there with a couple of stalls.
Yeah, any
in which
bathroom
case,
door.
everybody's privacy's fine.
Yeah.
But it might be one of those where it's just a toilet sitting there, and you might just be seeing a guy's dick. Like as soon as you open the door, you
Wh-
gotta
what?
just ease into that.
Why didn't homie lock the door?
Don't
Because
blame
he
the victim.
forgot, okay?
Yeah,
Don't pretend
sometimes
like you haven't
maybe he didn't
forgotten.
know. Have you
I
ever
mean,
been in
you've
a
been there.
bathroom? Yeah. You don't
Yeah.
know how all the locks
and
work.
it's like you're
Locks are all
actively
different,
peeing.
man.
I'm not going to go
You're
to a public space.
midstream and you're looking at that lock and you're like, I forgot to lock that, but I can't do anything about it now.
Evan, when did this happen to you?
Or another thing, don't open doors fast because what if I'm walking out and then
Another
they're coming
reason.
in and they open the door too fast, boom, no more teeth. My teeth are gone.
This is my whole advice. Open public bathroom doors slowly.
It's sound advice. Weirdly personal, but sound.
It's weirdly personal, but very universal. Very
For the last
Kafkaesque.
time.
Boom, bang,
Goodbye.
gotcha.
Wait, Kafkaesque? Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodbye.